Come on. Let's go. Out the way. Chop, chop.
Excuse me.
Come on, we gotta come through, guys. Let's go. Excuse us. No attack. Let's go. Chop, chop.
Yo, so I'm here with my boy Kyle Hively. We're out here at Castle Rock. Just made it to the top. Scoot back a little bit.
West Coast Warlord.
So we're out here, man. We're in beautiful Walnut Creek, hiking up Mount Diablo's foot trails, Castle Rock.
Yes,
My
sir.
boy Kyle and I just scaled rocks like fucking rock climbers do.
Got the titty sweat going.
Yeah, we've been working out. It's an 80-degree day out here in Walnut Creek, and it's beautiful out here. So I'll show you guys a view when we're finished talking. But yeah, I met up with Kyle today. Him and I have been friends for a long time. We've done many videos together, and just, you know, called him spontaneously today and was like, yo dude, let's go hiking, let's go do something. And now we're here. So what have you been up to, man? You got any good stories, anything progress that you've made in the last couple of days?
Closed a big sale recently, which was sick.
Nice.
1.3.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome. Market's changing though, so we'll see what happens. Things are gonna get pretty tough coming up.
But you're prepared for it, I'm sure. You
Absolutely.
know? There's opportunity in every market as long as you're prepared, right?
I'm excited actually to see what happens, because as everyone knows, I feel like it's been all over the news. Recession this, recession that. But opportunity, baby. Now's the time to strike. Now's the time.
So you were telling me a story earlier. I wanted you to share, if you're open to it, about you know, your buddy that you met a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to obviously mention any names, but it's a good story. I think it inspires some people.
Yeah. So my buddy, let's see, when I was working at the Rock Gym, I met him a little while ago. Dude was always in tremendous shape. Good looking guy. I probably, you know, not like that, but
hey, man, it's okay. We can compliment other guys.
Yeah, whatever. Good looking guy, whatever. But he ended up kind of getting in a bad way with drugs and coke and opioids and stuff like that. And then kind of we had a little bit of a business thing going on, and that kind of went south. And you know, he owed me some money at one point in time, but we let that shit go because life moves on, and money's only material stuff, right?
Yeah.
But he ended up getting in a real bad way, and I connected with him actually for the first time in a few years at Whole Foods, ironically. Walked up to him, and he was so ecstatic to see me, and we ended up having like a 45-minute conversation, and it just blew my mind where that guy went with his life. He told me how he went down this crazy rabbit hole of locking himself in his room, doing an insane amount of opioids and stuff like that, and almost killed himself a few times. And then one day he woke up and realized that he doesn't want to be that person, and decided to start seeking personal coaching and life coaching and things like that, like, you know, people like Tony Robbins or Les Brown and stuff in that avenue that really dissects the brain and teaches you why you're thinking like this and where it's coming from and how to improve it and what to do to kind of not get around it, but dig those weeds out and pull them instead of bury them and continue the same cycle. So, but he's changed his life around, and through our conversation, he opened my mind up to different perspectives about social media and different things like that. And it was just so impressive of how much work he's done to get where he was by just changing his own self-belief and his identity of who he thought he was. And it was just incredible. So now he's chosen to say, screw that. He left all the drugs and alcohol in the past, and it's been about 2 years that he's been sober, and he went out and got his physical therapy certification. So he's doing that. He started a company and a podcast all about uplifting people, and, you know, because he went through the dark shit that a lot of people experience and a lot of people don't get out of. And so I really recommend his podcast. I mean, we might put a link down below or something, but really awesome guy. And I mean, just incredibly amazing that he was able to do that basically on his own. He just said, screw it. I'm going to go seek education and figure out how to pull myself out of this hole, because this is not sustainable. And he was going to end up dying at a young age, which
he didn't want that.
No, he didn't want it. He's like, dude.
He hit some sort of wall where he was like, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm doing something different.
And now he realized there's so much out there to live for and so many people to be involved with and help and, you know, use your things that you've gone through as a learning experience for other people. Just because, you know, if you're going through something, chances are you're not the only one going through whatever you're feeling.
There's 100%.
Yeah, so
you're not alone.
Everyone experiences that type of shit. So
well, yeah, and the point from that I think that I got was like he put himself in service, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't really worried about himself. He wasn't. I mean, yeah, at first he was trying to do self-improvement. He was improving himself so he could help other people. And when you put yourself in a service sense, you get rid of that thought of people criticizing you and judging you, because you're like, I have a good purpose. I feel good about what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing is right, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. And you get to a point of like, fuck everyone's opinion. I'm gonna do what I know, what I know I need to do.
Yep.
So that's awesome. And it's like everyone needs to go through that phase in their life. You got to die to your old self, to your old ways of doing things. You don't have to physically die, but you have to mentally die to the story you keep telling yourself of who you are, and become something better, become something new. Because you're the thoughts that you think every day. That's who you are. And if you could change your thoughts, you can change your life.
Absolutely.
The way I perceive it. That's the way I've understood it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a truly incredible story, and I mean, I'm excited and stoked to see him in the future and have multiple, long ongoing conversations and a great friendship. I mean, it's just crazy the small tweaks that he made in his life every single day to get better and better and better, and now where he's at right now is just unbelievable. To be honest, me and a couple of my other buddies thought he had passed away. We had no idea where he was going and the route that he was going on. There was just no possible way of him from.
You didn't think he was coming back?
There was no way, but I mean, he made a dramatic change in his life, and it's truly incredible and inspiring. And shit, I'm stoked to be a part of his life now. Again, yeah.
That's dope that you guys got to reconnect and see each other again. I think that happens for a reason, and you're so positive and uplifting, and you're doing your thing. I mean, and getting onto that, me and Kyle we started 75 Hard together. And so some of you know that I've been doing the 75 Hard challenge. I'm on like day 65 or something right now. I have until June 20th. It's June 12th today or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I have just a little bit more time left, and Kyle and I started it out, and it's not easy, and if it wasn't for Kyle getting involved in this with me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. He pushed me and he inspired me to keep going. There was times where I'd call him and I'm like, dude, it was me and my girlfriend's 1-year anniversary and we were going out to Tahoe, and I'm like, man, I was like, I need to call Kyle because I want to go and drink wine. I just want to have a glass of wine with my girl on our anniversary date, no big deal. And he's like, you know what, Mike? Drink some fucking grape juice, man. You're doing this damn thing,
Yeah.
You're like, just fucking do it, man. Man up, get it done. You did this for a reason. Keep going, you know what I mean? And he really pushed me to keep going. So you have to have friends like that in your life, and I wanted you to talk a little bit about your situation with 75 Hard, and what you saw and what you got out of it too.
Yeah, so that 75 Hard challenge, man, that is a tough one. So, I mean, I'll throw it out there. I smoke weed basically every single day. I drink beer a couple times a week, but not too crazy. But, I mean, I've always wanted to. So ever since I broke my back is when I really started picking up the weed stuff and just smoking every day instead of taking the pharmaceutical medication.
Probably better for you, honestly.
100%, yeah, but I'm not big on that pharmaceutical med stuff. I can't stand it. It's a bad thing. And so I picked that habit up, and it's kind of developed more or less of a habit than anything else. But yeah, doing the 75 Hard, Mike hit me up about it, and he's like, let's do it, man. It's like, you know what? I'm in. I'm your guy. Let's go. And so the first week and a half was a decent struggle, You're thinking about it all the time, because my brain, I'd be great in the morning, and then I'd hit probably 5 p.m. in the day, and all I could think about was do it, come on, go find a ladder, go pick us. Yeah, it's like, come on, do it. It's like, no, don't. But so for the first week and a half, it was pretty tough. But after that, it was like smooth sailing. And then it was like, I felt the old me come back into fruition. I was like, the power of the mind. I'd wake up and I was like, let's go. So it was an awesome feeling to feel it. I haven't felt that way in years. I feel like we all kind of get so stuck in this routine and kind of doing our own same thing every day. And especially if you have a substance like that or whatever you're into, whether it's food or weed or alcohol or TV, you get caught in these bad habits when there's so much of the world to see out there and so many things to be interested in. I mean, if you're sitting there and you're bored at any point in time, how could you be bored? You could be learning about scuba diving, go skydiving, climb up here and check these mountains out, learn about the ocean. There's so many different things that are out there that you could experience. But I ended up falling off a couple weeks into it. I think it was my 4th week into it. My birthday rolled around and the pressure from the friends and everything, and I justified it to myself. I was like, well, we'll have a beer or two turned into beer 2, and then tequila shots, and then, a little woody whoop. And so that was an interesting experience. But then kind of internally, I kind of got bad on myself and was like, you know what, screw you, Kyle. And then it was a snowball effect after that, and I kind of continued down that path. But since then, I've regulated it and coming back up. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, I still do my day-to-day. I'm still kind of smoking weed, you know, most days every now and again. But I'm excited to do the 75 hard again. That's going to be coming up right after he gets off because we got to have a celebration.
Hell yeah, we do.
Little celebration, nothing too crazy, but I'm jumping back on, and it's going to be awesome. So it's an awesome experience, and it's just cool what it really teaches you. And I mean, the biggest thing I got out of it was, I was like, God, why did it take me this long to stop doing this? After week number 2, I was like, wow, why did it take me this long?
You feel different,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you just feel so awake and wide open about it. Your mind is just so clear.
Well, yeah, and I want to like express to everyone that it's like we're all human. You know, we all have mistakes. We all want to cope with something, and it's not bad that you. I wouldn't say you gave up on it. You really tried. Going those 4 weeks or whatever it was, that's not easy. Especially when you and I both, we smoked weed every day. We were drinking several times a week. You know, and it wasn't like we were in like a really bad habit, but we were in a sense we were putting a Band-Aid on whatever social anxieties we had or problems that we didn't want to face, you know, and that's kind of, I feel like that's why I use substances and why I kept going down that road.
That's something I'd like to highlight real fast. We were talking about it on the way up here, and we were talking about that in the first few weeks. The emotions that come out when you're not suppressing them with like a weed pen or cigarettes or alcohol or whatever your poison is.
Right.
Learning to cope with that, and I guess the analogy that I used coming up here was like, all right, Kyle, you don't want to smoke anymore to suppress these emotions. Well, guess what? Asshole in car number 1 is going to cut you off today, and you're going to get extremely angry about it,
dude.
But inside, it's like, no, don't do it. There's no point in getting angry about it. But it's weird learning to re-deal with these emotions from not being, you know, suppressed and all, from suppressing them, I guess you could say.
I'm going through the same thing. I mean, we live in the Bay Area. People drive like shit. I'm guilty. I drive like shit sometimes too. But the thing is you pay attention to that a lot more because your brain before wasn't as focused on it. You're just like, oh, whatever, you know, I'm just cruising, whatever. Yeah. Now it's like that's at your attention.
Yeah.
And it's like I've learned to step back from it now, and I'm like, does that really matter? Like, who cares? Like, dude cut me off. He's not even going to get there any faster.
Yeah, you're in a hurry. That's nice. Don't cause an accident.
It's like as long as I bought myself a dash camera, it's like, all right, now if someone does hit me, at least I got my ass covered. I know that I'm good. But, you know, it brings up a lot of emotions. And if you can't deal with your emotions and your mental health, it's going to be really, really hard. And that's putting those thoughts at the front of your mind. And now you have to fucking sit through them and deal with it. And it takes a lot. It's like 90% mental and 10% physical with this 75 hard, in my opinion. It's fucking boot camp to the extreme where it's like not really hard to do physical stuff. And you might say, oh, you know, you guys are physical. We're hiking. We've always been physical our whole life. But it's like you could walk for an hour and a half every day, and I counted that as some days on my 75 hard, that was my workout. You know, you're outside, you're walking around, and so it's not that hard if you really put your mind to it, but you're dealing with your emotions, dealing with that mindset. I feel like that's tough.
And managing your surroundings and, you know, making sure whoever you're a part of, your tribe, that you're contributing to them and they're contributing to you. Don't put yourself around poisonous people. And talking about surroundings, what you don't know right now is I'm standing about 3.5 feet away from maybe a 60-foot drop. So talk about handling emotions.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll cut it off there, man. I appreciate you talking with me today and making this video, and I'll show these guys the view
check
now.
out the drop.
and the reason why this camera was so tilted is because we literally posted it against this rock over here, and we're looking out over here, and Kyle is literally at the edge of death right here.
That's a change.
So,
great conversation now.
Yeah.
Live it on the edge.
Literally. So we're going to go enjoy this hike. We're going to get back down now. Thank you guys for watching. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and send this to a friend or two that you might help with sharing this content. We really appreciate it. It's going to help me grow my page, help me grow through the algorithms, and so I can influence and help more people. I mean, I'm building a brand for myself, and if you support me, you know, it means so much to me, and I really appreciate you guys watching me on my journey. And Kyle, thanks for fucking being here, man.
You best subscribe. I'm coming after you.
Yeah. You don't want him to mess with you. So thank you guys. We're going to go to the bottom of the mountain and we'll see you later. Peace out.